Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm a mom who loves home decor, thrifting, and a good DIY project. Today we are doing a reacting to your assumptions about me video. I've always been kind of nervous to do this, but they are really fun to watch, so I thought, what the heck? I headed over to my Instagram, also if you're not following me on Instagram, at EmilyFaith22, and asked you guys to make some assumptions about me. Now, you guys on Instagram are so nice. So many of you had very nice assumptions. So maybe next time I film this video, I'll ask the YouTube community page, because I feel like some of you on YouTube are a little bit more ruthless than my Instagram followers. But I'll just ease my way into this assumptions about me video, and maybe next time we'll do some more ruthless ones. If you guys aren't, you can click that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications. You'll get notified every time I post a video. I try to post one once a week. Without further ado, let's get started with these assumptions. Assumption number one, I got a handful of assumptions somewhere along the lines of, you're a couch potato, you never leave the house, you're a huge homebody, all of the above. I am a huge homebody. I'm not gonna lie, I am an Enneagram 9. I am like, the sloth is my spirit animal. I love being home. I love, literally, like, my downtime is sitting on the couch or laying in bed. Like, that's my happy place. I love vegging out. I, of course, leave the house. I have children. I don't have an option of staying in the house for days on end, although I'm sure pre-children, I wouldn't have mind staying in the house for multiple days. Another huge thing is we're a one-car family, so my husband takes the car to work, so maybe on social media it looks like I'm home a lot, and a lot of that is to do with being a one-car family. If we go anywhere, we walk, like me and the boys, during the day. So yeah, but yes, you are correct. I am a huge homebody, couch potato, whatever you want to call it. My next most common assumption I got is that I'm shy, I'm very quiet until I know somebody. I got a handful of people kind of saying that I'm an introvert, I'm very quiet. I've always felt kind of conflicted about this. I'm definitely an introvert. I am really good at conversation, so I'm not the person who, if I meet somebody, would just not talk. I feel like there's like levels of introverts. I am definitely a conversationalist. If I meet you, I'll talk, ask questions, but if you put me in a room with a lot of people, I do probably more withdraw than just go up to random people and make conversation. I definitely prefer one-on-one hangouts, small groups of people. That's where I really open up and come alive. Assumption number 3 is that I've always been a good girl, never went through a rebellious stage, that I also currently don't curse. Yeah, basically that, like, I'm a goody two-shoes. I totally am a good girl. I've never gone through a rebellious stage, and I actually think that's because during my very formative years, like middle school, early high school, somebody very close to me was super into drugs, and it really affected me and my whole family. I think as a young girl, when you see somebody going through that and that's hurting you, and you see that it's hurting them, and you're at a place in life where I guess you could choose to hang out with different groups of kids, I definitely took it upon myself to just have it all together, be that good girl, which can have its own unhealthy aspects to it as well. Because of this person in my life going down such a hard path, I just chose to surround myself with some really good friends who brought a lot of positivity and fun into my life. I don't feel that I missed out on something by not having a rebellious stage. I feel like my childhood and high school time, middle school, had some really rich friendships, and that's how I see it. Assumption number 4 has to do with a potential baby number 3. People want to know if we're gonna have a baby number 3, and everybody assumes we want a girl. So I think this is such a funny one to respond to because, of course, it would be so fun to have a girl. I have 2 boys. I would love to have a girl someday. And if it's a boy, I so strongly feel like that's who's supposed to be in our family. So if we have a boy next, that was who was like meant to be. And if it's a girl, that's awesome. Like, of course I want a girl, but it's funny to me to be like, I assume you want a girl, because it's like, yeah, but it's not like I get to choose. Assumption number 5. Okay, I got kind of polar opposite assumptions with this, so I'll just share them both. Somebody was saying you're super neat and clean and you like your home always like put together. And the other assumption was that I am messy and the only time my home is clean is when I'm maybe filming or doing a house tour. One, my husband, he is much cleaner than me. I'm definitely the messier one, but I really love and really try to keep the house clean. I'm just not really good at it. We also have a really small house and there's toys everywhere. I mean, I could make a million excuses, but yes, I'm definitely messier. The times the house is the most clean is, of course, when we have people coming over, if I'm filming, although the house is messy, just except right here. I actually do clean every single day. I try to like straighten, clean, do the dishes. I actually feel like that's all I do as a mom is clean, and yet the house is never clean. I try to live minimally. I'm not a minimalist, but we're constantly getting rid of things. We try to keep our stuff down to a minimum because I don't feel like I'm a very organized person. So trying to have less stuff makes me feel more organized. Does that make sense? This next assumption is that I am far more religious than I show on social media. That's kind of a funny one because, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you guys perceive of me. I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. I don't think that my YouTube is like where I'm supposed to share my faith. My YouTube is work. It's my creative outlet. My Instagram is a place where I can almost just share my daily life. I love taking photos way more than I like captions. So it's just a place for me to be creative. And I've never felt that social media is my place to share my faith. Some people probably feel really called to share a lot about their faith through social media and through that. But I kind of feel like I just want to live my life loving God, loving my family, and loving people. Yeah, so I don't really outright talk about my faith on social media, but it doesn't mean I don't love Jesus and love God. It's just not the place where I feel that I need to share about it. My next assumptions kind of have to do with money, something along the lines of me being financially savvy, or I'm not a big spender. I would way rather DIY things. We do try to be really smart with our money. Somebody else said you choose to live in a basement suite because we're on that Dave Ramsey plan. Do you guys know Dave Ramsey? He's that like money guy. And somebody else said you are saving your money to buy a house. That's why you live in your basement suite. All of those type of money saving things. We definitely are particular with what we spend our money on. I am kind of cheap with certain things, but then I also, when I really want something, will definitely splurge. I think a lot of this is different because me and my husband, like we do, you know, we're together, we're married, so we financially make our decisions together. And Stefan hardly ever buys anything, but he doesn't just buy things randomly. I do, but that's usually more like thrifted items and like affordable things. When I go to the mall or shop online, it is a lot harder for me to be like, wow, this sweater is really expensive and it's just one sweater, and I have a very hard time justifying that purchase. We try to save money. We try not to buy things we don't need. We are saving money to hopefully buy a house one day, so And then we stay in our basement suite, not because of like some Dave Ramsey plan. I don't follow the Dave Ramsey plan. We both actually don't really have any debt or things like that, which is great. But the reason we stay in our basement suite is because our area is really expensive and this is a really nice basement suite. So the times that we've thought about leaving this basement suite and we look for what we could get for the price, we just don't find anything that we like. Or when we do find something that we like, it's hundreds of dollars more. And then I guess we are kind of cheap and we're just like, hey, well, we can spend less and stay where we are and we're really happy with our place and our location. So we just do. This next assumption says, your greatest quality is kindness, but sometimes that means you don't say no when you should. Okay, I have kind of a simple answer to this. And that's, if it's people really close to me, I can definitely be blunt, say it like it is. I know the Enneagram 9 is the peacemaker, but when it comes to family, I'm not really a pushover. But when it's people I don't know really well, I have a harder time saying no. Or I guess you could say sometimes I just am not very straightforward. My sister-in-law kind of makes fun of me for this. I'll be like, hey, so do you think that maybe, if you want to and you're okay with it, we could potentially have spaghetti for dinner? Yeah, I don't ever want to step on anybody's toes. I am like the peacekeeper. I like to keep things happy. But at the same time, I'm trying to think of like times I say no. Like my one sweet friend here, she asked me to like go to a workout class with her and I really didn't want to go. And so I said no. Even though it would have been nice of me to say yes, I just like, that's just not my scene. And so I said no. And then I feel really bad, but I don't know. So I guess I say no, but at the same time, I'm not always really direct, The next assumption is that I never yell. Multiple people said things like, I'm the best mom and I never yell, I never raise my voice. And I guess this would depend on your definition of yelling. I definitely will sometimes raise my voice, but as far as yelling goes, that's correct. I never yell. Me and my husband never yell. We highly value that when we even are in a disagreement, that we do not raise our voices. We try to keep them calm, even if I feel heated. So yeah, I guess that is a value of mine to not yell, but I have definitely raised my voice, but not to the point of yelling. So it depends. If you consider like raising your volume a little bit, yelling, then I've yelled. But if you consider it, like really shouting, then no, I don't really ever like shout at my kids or at my husband or anything like that. The last two. The second to last one is all of my friends are church friends. Now, for a good portion of my life, that has been true, that a lot of my friends have been church friends, obviously like high school and stuff, high school friends, work friends, things like that. But we don't have a home church where we live here, so I've had to make friends randomly. I don't know, I've made friends with a really nice mom who goes to a park nearby. I met one of my friends at this other sort of like play group thing, and she's so sweet. Another friend I met through a mutual friend, kind of like, hey, you should meet this girl. She lives right down the street from you. And then another close friend I met on Instagram. There was a few girls here that I'm friends with from Instagram, which is super awesome. I love having that community. I actually have not really met a lot of my friends from church. And the last assumption is that I never wanted to be an influencer. It happened by accident. When Olin was really little, I definitely dreamed of being a YouTuber and being able to stay home with Olin. I remember having a conversation with my husband, Stefan. What if I start a YouTube channel? I mean, it would be crazy awesome if I could make money that way. And I remember saying, I think I could do it. Like, I really think I could. But at the same time, those were dreams and you never know if it could or couldn't happen. And here I am like 3.5 years later after starting YouTube, and I guess you could call me an influencer. That's kind of weird. It didn't really happen by accident. I feel like I have worked really hard to get to this place, so I kind of wish it all just happened by accident, but no. This has been like hard work and consistency. And that is it for this assumption video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you got to know me a little better. Let me know down below if anything surprised you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support and love. If you're not already, feel free to follow me on Instagram at EmilyFace22. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.